Back in 10th grade, when I was in ceramics, I did an activity that changed my life. No, seriously. The directions were simple enough. They asked us to crumple a piece of paper and just look at it. At first, I felt a bit odd staring at such a plain, unremarkable object, but the more I looked, the more I saw. Every crease, every shadow, every cliff and cavern in its topography, changing hypnotically as I engaged in the simple act of moving it. That moment made me think a lot about how much we miss in everyday life, and it led me to consciously acknowledge a precept I'd held since childhood. Be present and appreciate the world around you. Be present and care about what you're doing. Growing up, I was always encouraged to question, to wonder, to get into the thick of things and really engage with my thoughts, as well as the world around me. I sang in church as loudly as I could because if the Lord couldn't hear me, why was I singing in the first place? I remember back when I was homeschooled, how my mom would read us stories of American history by the fire and ask us to think about what it really would have been like to be there. In my vivid imagination, I could always picture riding with settlers or hunting with native tribesmen. Not accurately, by any account, but it made it so much more real to me. As the youngest of 5, I always had a knack for getting into situations and activities that I didn't belong in. I had to hold my ground, really care about what was going on, if I wanted to keep up with the big kids. And my sister, my biggest influence on me among my siblings, actively encouraged this style of thinking. She dragged me into writing and stomping around in puddles and looking at rocks on the beach and taking life as the miracle that it is whenever I was with her. But why do I still put in the effort, now that I'm not a kid anymore and know what the world is really like? Now that life is filled with deadlines, with drama, with hate and hurt and terrible exhaustion, why don't I sink into the ocean, close my eyes, and let the current take me where it will? In short, because there are pretty leaves to look at, and I'll be damned if I don't stop to appreciate them. Because I might not want to be in English class at 8:20 in the morning every morning, but I might as well get my time's worth. Why would I want to be sedentary, to let life flow past me, even those parts which I don't love, without engaging with it? One of my favorite quotes is, "How we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives," Annie Dillard. Because it reminds me that a lifetime is made of moments. Cynicism is nothing more than the opponent of action, and I refuse to let it beat me. Every day, I have the choice to get the most out of each ephemeral second, or the choice to tune out the world. So I look at maple leaves in the fall, and stand out in the rain in the spring, and breathe deeply in the cold winter air, and close my eyes in the heat of the summer sun. It's not that one must constantly be moving, but simply aware and appreciative of the beauty that surrounds them. It feels like a crime to take all the world has to offer as a bland certainty, doesn't it? I don't always want to be in school, at meetings, at mentoring, even at jazz band. But if I am not engaging wholeheartedly in the things I am doing, then I do myself a disservice. Not only do I make it easier, then, for me to excuse myself from things I legitimately enjoy out of apathy, but I fail to learn and grow as an individual to the fullest extent that I can. Each moment is a way to practice for the next one. That's how we change, improve, shape ourselves into sculpted, towering hedges, self-pruned. There is always something to gain from where I am, even if that is simply the reminder that any time at all is a gift. And I don't always take advantage of it. Sometimes I get angry or frustrated or lethargic or spiteful. Sometimes I just watch too much YouTube, and I let opportunities slip through my fingers. But even if that's something as simple as losing time I meant to use for music, missing a vocab word, or coasting through a conversation, I often regret it. So each day, I wake up and try to be more present than the last, because I believe that life is worth engaging in fully, that opportunities to grow and wonders of the everyday are all around us.